across the land. The midnight hour is soon at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood and to terrorize y'all's neighborhoods. Grisly ghouls from every tomb, they're closing in to seal our doom. And as the undead walk in their masquerades, toasting to the blood that they have sprayed, there's no escape from the monsters inside. This is the end of our lives. Vlad Dracula Tepesh, what curse have you wrought upon this world?
I pray for you, Richter Belmont. And I'm praying for a season 2 of Castlevania Nocturne because I was not expecting this. And now I am hooked. Especially following the absolute peak that was the first Castlevania series. Castlevania Nocturne takes place roughly about 300 years after the original, during the French Revolution times. And immediately, they use that backdrop of the French Revolution so freaking well, setting up this secret cabal society of vampire elites, waiting for the eventual arrival of their vampire messiah who will bring the true change to the world, blacking out the sun and letting them hunt forever. Especially with this backdrop, this works so phenomenally well because I love this idea of just a cabal, a hidden Freemason-style society of vampires who have just been here since the dawn of time. And with all of these changes coming in the late 18th century, they're viewing this as, okay, this is our time now. If this is a sign, if anything, this is our time to take over. We do not have to play humans against each other anymore. Our vampire messiah will come, she will block out the sun, and we can do whatever we want in the daylight and not have to hide anymore. There's no time for restraint anymore. And speaking of them using humans against each other, their entire dynamic with the church and with Abbot Emmanuel. This man's fall from grace, because like I've said, we are in the French Revolution times. We are coming right off of the Age of Enlightenment. People are calling for a cult of reason. The church is losing power more and more as people are seeing them as just an arm of the elite. So this man is justifying his own actions in making a night creature army for the vampires by, this is what has to be done to scare people back into the church. This is what has to be done. We are losing our influence. This is the lesser of two evils. Evil is going to win one way or the other. This is at least the lesser of the two. Man is just so far gone at this point. Dude is just so far gone, justifying his own actions. But in reality, dude, let's be honest here. You are just saving your own fucking neck. You are just saving your own skin, picking the lesser of the two options. Decide that will at least maybe not kill you. You are pretty much just saving your own skin so you don't end up on the chopping block. It's just how far you are justifying these actions, viewing this as something that God has sent you to do. You know, your actions are kind of going against that. You're kind of giving a false messiah power. You are kind of giving a false messiah more and more power by providing her with night creatures. That's kind of going against your entire beliefs, big guy. You're kind of going against that. It's just he's so blinded by his ego to the point where he is willing to sacrifice his own daughter for this goal. It literally compares himself to the story of Abraham and Isaac. Like, dude, it's just so far gone. It is such an interesting plot point. Anyway, this season follows Richter Belmont, Trevor's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson. After seeing his mother die and sending him off to France, dude has a lot of issues by the time he becomes an adult, to the point where he has repressed a lot of those emotions, to the point where he repressed his ability to use magic. His entire arc in this season is basically just, you cannot keep running away from these problems. You keep repressing them. You cannot keep doing that. You have to face it at some point. You can't keep running. Your mother sacrificed herself for you. You cannot keep running from this. The only way you're going to get past this is to embrace it, accept it, and keep moving forward for the present. Because after seeing another motherly figure in his life, Tara Renard, sacrifice herself and become a vampire, spoilers, This sets up very well for not just his arc going into the next series, especially now that he's got his magic back. It also sets up well for Terra's daughter, Maria. Biggest thing that I love about the Castlevania animated series is just how they blend together all these different historical figures, historical events, world cultures, and everything within just this broader story of, yeah, vampires are all over the place. They have been here since the dawn of humanity. They have just been all over the place. They're just a predator that humans have to deal with. Their vampire messiah, Elizabeth Bathory, being revealed as the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet, the god of war, in her entire plan to block out the sun, stemming from this thing of, I want to be a god again, and I want to overthrow my dad. Amun-Ra, the literal god of the sun. Olrox, the dragon vampire dude that killed Richter's mom, him being a full-on Quetzalcoatl-style winged serpent. They're adding so much stuff to this, and it's so different than the usual style of vampire that we get in fiction. And I just love that, and I just find that very entertaining, especially as a history person. And it makes the world feel so much more alive and blended together, especially from the human side. Like in the first series with the speakers being a sort of blend of Jewish, Romani, diaspora groups mixed in with a bit of alchemy, like ancient alchemy in there. Now with Castlevania Nocturne, we full-on got voodoo and hoodoo style magic in this. Which leads me to my favorite character in this season, Annette. A free woman from Saint-Domingue. After she escaped her bondage, she fought in the revolution to free the island of Saint-Domingue from French/vampire control. She adds a lot to this show, not just in terms of lore with her bloodline being tied to this sort of voodoo, hoodoo style earth magic, but she also adds to this as a character, as a contrast to Richter. Because unlike Richter, she could not run away from the situation that she was in. Because she was in bondage, she could not run away. There were systems in place to keep people from running. So, she had to face that situation head on. And because of that, and later on when they're storming the enemy's base and Richter is face to face with the guy who killed his mother, he just crumbles and he just runs for it. And because of that, Annette holds him accountable for that. You cannot keep running from this. This is going to keep happening unless you face it head on. You cannot keep running. You're never going to get past this unless you face it. And I love that contrast for each other as characters, and especially now that they're developing an actual relationship. I want to see how this plays into Season 2. I want to see this. In short, wrapping all of this short review up, I love Castlevania Nocturne. Especially as just this follow-up to a phenomenal show. I was not expecting it. But now that I got it, I'm gonna need more of that. I'm gonna need more of that. If y'all do not pull a JoJo's with this show, let's just run down the entire Belmont family tree. Let's just go. Especially with Uncle Alucard showing up at the end. Dude, right there, you got your connecting point to the entire series. That's all you need. That's all you need. I cannot wait for Season 2. I cannot wait. With all of this stuff they got set up, Alucard is back in the game. He is here to put these vampires in their place and to help these humans out however he can. We got Vampire Terra. I want to see what they do with that. I want to see what that does to Maria and Richter's character arcs going forward. I want to see Annette and Richter's developing relationship. I want to see that. I need more of that. I need more of that. I want to see just how far the Abbot is willing to justify all of this. All of this. Now that the sun is blacked out and people are starting to drop off like flies, how is this man finna justify this? I want to see that. I want to see that. Season 2, I'm gonna be waiting. And when I do, I'm gonna be right back here. So anyway, I'm gonna bid you all adieu. I highly recommend Castlevania Nocturne. Go check it out on Netflix. But for now, goodbye. Mwah! Good night. Sage out.